Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. Open PDF spaces with AI do. For your market needs in one spot. An AI assistant, show you what you got. AI breakdowns on trend reports, unlock key insights on the rise of shorts. Ideate, generate, do it all in one. Do that, doing that, did that, done.
Great.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. Open PDF spaces with AI do. For your market needs in one spot. An AI assistant, show you what you got. AI breakdowns on trend reports, unlock key insights on the rise of shorts. Ideate, generate, do it all in one. Do that, doing that, did that, done.
Even money to either score or assist, and 23-10 to just score any time. For Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes has assisted in each of his last 5 away Premier League appearances for them, and also both scored and assisted a goal in his last 2 Premier League appearances. He's 15-2 to score first today, 11-8 to either score or assist in the game, 5-2 to just score any time, and 16-5 to just assist any time in the game. And on the enable markets just discussed, we have say sub attached to them, meaning with say sub, your bet rolls on with a player that replaces them.
Fascinating to see what we're going to go for in our charity bet today. Each week we do place one on the Betfair Sportsbook, with all the winnings going to the Bobby Moore Fund, raising funds for life-saving bowel cancer research. Today we're placing a bet builder on the match between Aston Villa and Manchester United, and we've gone for... Is Crookie there, by the way? Is he there? Yeah,
I'm here.
Right, okay. Who went for both teams to score?
That was me.
That was you.
Aston Villa, brilliant going forward, so I get West Ham, give you little chances at the back. So I've gone both teams to score.
Remember, they've won quite a lot of home games in a row. I noticed that none of us have actually gone for the result in this game because we're a little bit scared about it. Crook, what have you gone for?
Did I go Bruno Fernandes to score?
Yes, you did.
You did. So you're suggesting that Bruno Fernandes is going to score in 3 consecutive games after not scoring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches.
He's on a hot streak. He's hit a purple patch just at the right time.
And I've gone for Manuel Ugarte to be booked. So James, bundle that together and give us some big tasty odds.
Yeah, so today's charity bet, see those 3 selections, starting with the shorting price out the 3 for Perry, with both teams to score at 1 to 2. This has happened in 2 of the last 4 meetings between the 2 sides. Next up is that man Bruno Fernandes to get on the score sheet again this weekend at 5 to 2. Like you mentioned, having scored in his last 2 games for United. And finally, you've gone for Manuel Ugarte to be carded at 2 to 1. And although he hasn't played much for United this season, he likes to rat around in that midfield, doesn't he, and make tackles. So overall, Sam, the bet builder comes out at just over 10 to 1, with the £50 charity stake returning £565.95p to the Bobby Moore Fund if being successful. And look, fingers crossed we can add some more money into the fund, because the fund now stands at £3,421.11p that's already won this season. I haven't quite worked out how much you've won, Sam, on the Saturday half-12 ones yet, but look, it's a good record, so let's see how we get on today. And like I mentioned, the Bruno and Ugarte legs of the bet builder have say-sub attached to them as well, which could be important.
Is that what we call an amends? Is that what you're trying to make? You're trying to make amends to Sam? Is that what it was? Did you see that? To be fair, Sam,
I was letting it go.
To be fair, Sam, you've actually done quite well on this one, on a personal level.
James, it's all forgotten. It's all forgotten. We'll be back a little bit later on. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Odds update on TalkSport with Betfair. Play in a different league this season with Safe Sum from Betfair. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
And let's take a look at the biggest game of the weekend, all thanks to Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The biggest game of the weekend on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Crook has already given us the headline team news, so let's just concentrate on what Ruben Amorim has been saying to Sky. Kobbie Mainoo, he said he got an injury in the last training session. After training, he went to the doctor and he has something in his calf. We're going to assess him, but he's out of the game. It isn't just bad for the team, but bad for him. He went on to say he prefers not to say in regards to whether Mainoo would have started out of respect to those who are playing, which seems to suggest that he probably may have started if he was fit. You never know. That's the latest from Ruben Amorim. Are Aston Villa in the title race? Well, after a poor season, at the beginning of it anyway, the boss start to the season, the Villa boss, Unai Emery, has been discussing what has been an incredible upturn in form.
Be humble and work like we are doing the last year, but especially the last 2 months. I think the player, after our poor start, they involved with me as well in the demand I have, and we are trying to set in the squad every day how we want to work, how we want to be demanding ourselves, and how we can get a good consistency. And the players, they responded fantastic, and they were aware 2 months ago more or less about how we needed to react, and we did it. But of course now is the moment we must be humble.
They've won each of the last 6 Premier League games, the best ever run of successive Premier League wins. They are in the best form in the Premier League. They've won 10 of their last 11. They've only dropped points once in that run of 11 games, and that was in the 2-0 defeat at Anfield back in November. But they have won just one of their last 26 Premier League home games against Manchester United. Does that have any relevance today, Crook?
It'll give those Manchester United fans some hope, because it's not just here at Villa Park that Villa struggled to win this fixture. Only 5 wins in the Premier League era against Manchester United, and when you think that Villa have pretty much been mainstays. I know they had one spell where they're out of the Premier League, but they've pretty much been mainstays since 1992 when the competition was formed. That is a dismal statistic. It's not just against Villa that United enjoy their trips to Villa Park. They've won many an FA Cup semi-final on this ground. We all remember that famous Ryan Giggs goal when he beat the entire Arsenal defence en route to the treble back in 1999. So this does seem to be
ago.
Well, this does seem to be a happy hunting ground.
I think he's
for
clinging on to
Manchester
something
United.
there, Crookie. Hey?
You know, you are grabbing a little bit, aren't you?
Well, listen, Perry will say that.
99.
Perry will say that. Well, that's all we can do at the moment. Perry will say that as a player, it's not in your head when you have these hoodoos and these bogey grounds. But who knows?
Who knows? What are Manchester United truly competing for this season, Perry? There's been reports that Ruben Amorim could be replaced at the end of the season. What does he need to do to ensure that doesn't happen?
Realistically, you would say top 6, because if you look where they are, they went in 7th position. Haven't had the consistency they want. They've won the last 2 Premier League away games and scored at least twice in the last 5 on the road. So going forward, we knew it solved those problems quickly, didn't we? Obviously, when Werner coming in, he's gone to AFCON. Cunha, obviously, he's always going to be different. Mason Mount, actually, I think has made a massive difference because of not just his energy, but he's got quality with his energy, and he fits the way that Manchester United want to play. The only thing I would say, Crookie, I'm looking at Manchester United back 3. Obviously, you've got. Can you see him with your glasses? You've got the wrong glasses on. But with Euro,
I might be taking these glasses off after about 10 minutes.
Thing is, with Euro and Heaven, obviously 2 young centre halves, you need a experienced player, which they've got in Luke Shaw, to lead by example. I'm not convinced by Luke Shaw. Where do you're a Man United fan, Crookie, right? Where do you stand with Luke Shaw?
How harsh do you want me to be?
No, I'll go. I want to be the truth.
I think the fact that Luke Shaw has played 300 games for Manchester United is a microcosm of the club's decline since Sir Alex Ferguson left the football club.
Couldn't agree more, because I think he's a player that just does enough. When you look at him, you think there's more in Luke Shaw. There's more if you extend yourself and you put yourself, out there. He could be one of the best players on the left-hand side, whether it's as a left-back, whether it's as left side centre-half in the Premier League, and he doesn't. He just does enough every single time. He very rarely looks like he's sprinting, so I really worry about your back 3, Crookie.
Yeah, look, I think the key thing here is that to remember that I know that Alex has been very stable in his views on Ruben Amorim and never wavered. But if they win today, they will be 5th in the Premier League. They'll have 29 points. They'll be within striking distance of the top 4, and top 5 we think might be enough anyway for the Champions League. I think, bearing in mind where they were last season, that is a major improvement. Getting to Christmas Christmas last year, I don't even know, they couldn't even get under the tree, let alone to the top of it. So the fact that they're almost in the top part of it is absolutely quite impressive, I think, if they win today. And we'll see what happens today, because it's a very tough fixture away at an Aston Villa side that can't stop winning. That was a look at the biggest game of the weekend with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
The biggest game of the weekend on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it. Book now at enterprise.co.uk.
Rob Cross not having everything his own way at the PDC World Darts. Paul Nicholson.
He's definitely not, Sam. He won the first set by 3 legs to 1, averaging about 97 with 3 out of 5 on his doubles. But in set 2, after a little break, Ian White came back with a little bit of a vengeance, and he won by 3 legs to 0. Rob Cross had an average of 97 in the first set, but it came down by 10 over the course of 2 sets. Rob Cross is in a bit of trouble. He has taken the first leg of the third, and he's trying to show a bit of spirit on the Ali Pali stage. You will have your conclusion of that game, the 4th game of the afternoon on TalkSport 2 with Mark Wilson and Chris Mason. Continuous coverage with TalkSport and TalkSport 2 until January the 3rd, when a champion will be crowned.
Thank you very much, Paul. Next, we'll continue to build up to Aston Villa against Manchester United, which starts in just over 9 minutes.
At QuickFit, we know winter's nearly here. Everything becomes pumpkin spice flavour, and you're scraping ice off your windscreen with your credit card. And while it's getting colder, it's a good time to check your tyres. At QuickFit, we stock Bridgestone Turanza all-season 6 tyres, guaranteed for 20,000 miles, that actually like rain, snow and ice. So while you get winter ready, make sure your car is too. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. QuickFit. Drive away happy every time.
As 2026 approaches, imagine kicking off the new year with a life-changing amount of cash. Because on the 9th of January 2026, one listener will walk away with a massive £26,000 guaranteed. Go to talksport.com/win now to find out how to enter, and you could win 26k for 2026.
Incredible, thank you very much.
Talksport.com/win. This is a TalkSport Limited competition run on TalkSport Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. See talksport.com for terms and conditions.
Sunday Game Day Live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, we're here for it.
Join Midnight Casino and discover a whole new world! With hot slots, jackpots, live casino roulette and blackjack at the ready. Come and play your way. Get 100 free spins when you spend £20 on eligible games. Search Midnight Casino or download the Midnight app today. Midnight. Casino done better. You decide. New customers only. Restrictions and T&Cs apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Abandon your turkey. Rip your knitted jumper from your chest. The festive double bucket from $20.99. 6 pieces of original recipe chicken, 6 mini fillets, 2 large gravy, 4 regular fries, 1 large bottle drink. Get the deal. Believe in chicken. Until the 4th of Jan, subject to availability. Participating restaurants only. See kfc.co.uk for T's and C's.
When you have a Pixel 10, you may get asked a few questions, like, what is that? How did you do that? And can we use your camera instead? Ask more of your phone. Google Pixel 10.
Yeah, what's this? A massive winter sale at Go Outdoors. Up to 50% off, with huge savings on more kit than ever. And top brands like Rab, Berghaus, Mountain Equipment and Peter Storm belting. With your membership £5, T's and C's apply. Go Outdoors, discover freedom!
At Lidl, get our deluxe Winter Wonderland Chocolate Village cheesecake with gooey caramel chocolate ganache and a crumbly base. Only $6.99 with Lidl Plus. And it's Good Housekeeping Institute taste approved. Lidl, more to value. 18 plus GB only, subject to availability. Selected stores, terms apply. See lidl.co.uk/LBTV. Ends 24th of the 12th.
Welcome back to the Coral Fan Derby. They're all here. First up, the badge-in blokes. Arms down, badges rested. Well deserved. Football fashionistas next, putting that vintage away shirt back in the wardrobe. Last out, the armchair experts. Remote in hand, ready to sit this one out. They've all called a timeout with Coral's play break tool. Oh, what a decision! From play breaks to deposit limits and more. We're here for safer gambling. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Sunday Game Day Live on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream over 50 live Premier League games this festive season flexibly with Now. Search Now Sports, 18 plus, stream via internet, terms apply.
Overindulge your sporting senses. It's Christmas 2025.
Oh my word!
Yo-ho goals.
That's that!
Cricket, darts and lots of lovely live football.
What a strike!
Christmas 2025 on TalkSport. Ho, 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 ho!
Hey, this is Game Day Live. It's TalkSport with Sam Matterface, Alex Crook and the Ginger Winger. It is Perry Groves. Across the sporting world today, good wins for Hearts. Celtic still 1-0 up in their game against Aberdeen. They're in the 65th minute. They're playing 10 men, and they are going to just keep a pace with Hearts at the top of the table. The PDC World Darts continues over on TalkSport 2, but we're looking ahead to some of this afternoon's Premier League action with Sky Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream over 50 live Premier League games this festive month, flexibly with Now. Like Aston Villa versus Manchester United live today. Search Now Sports, 18 plus, stream via internet, terms apply.
Crookmeister, give us the headline team news as the players walk out of the tunnel.
Yeah, one change for Aston Villa from that comeback win against West Ham last time out. Emi Martinez is back in goal. Marco Bizot drops to the bench. 3 enforced changes as far as Manchester United are concerned, with Amad Diallo and Brian Mbeumo unavailable due to African Cup of Nations duty, and Casemiro suspended. In come Patrick Dorgu, Benjamin Šeško and Manuel Ugarte. Kobbie Mainoo unavailable due to injury. The 2-11s then for Villa: Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Lindelof and Maatsen the back four, Kamara and Onana in midfield, with McGinn, Tillemans and Rogers behind Ollie Watkins in attack. As the Pyrotechnics greet the players, United have Lomans in goal, Yoro, Heaven and Shaw the back three, Dallo and Dorgu at wing back, Ugarte and the skipper Bruno Fernandes in midfield, with Cunha and Mount in behind Šeško up front.
I tell you what, we're usually at these games, and I was a bit sort of, umming and ahhing, thinking, cool, we could have been at this match today. 4:30, Aston Villa fires crackers into the air. The atmosphere is always terrific there. But we are actually in a privileged position here. Perry and I in the studio with the biggest cinema screen
it's like being in the Odeon,
ever seen in your life.
Where's the pick-a-mix? Where is it?
Absolutely terrific. And I just thought to myself, we need a few snacks here for the next 2 hours. This is going to be absolutely fantastic.
It's a bit 3D-ish as well.
It really is. It's absolutely superb. I also thought this week that was fascinating when Ruben Amorim came out and talked about the entitlement at Manchester United. He hit out against it, and he was pretty strident in his views.
I think it's the feeling, a little bit the feeling of entitlement that we have in our club. And sometimes strong words is not bad words. Sometimes difficult moments is not the bad things for the kids. We don't need to be always with accolades in everything, in every situation. We are not helping. That's why you guys talk about a lot of players nowadays that they speak and they go against the clubs and everything happen because they feel entitlement. And then you have legends of the club saying that if you don't play, leave because everyone is wrong. No, let's think about, let's stay, let's fight, let's overcome. Maybe the manager is wrong. So I have that feeling all the time that we need to fight against this feeling.
I tell you what, he has a bit of a reputation, Crook, of talking quite a lot and being very open. But I can't help but like what he says.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Not necessarily when it comes to Kobbie Mainoo, because I do think he's kept his own counsel. We'll never know if he was in on his half-brother wearing that provocative T-shirt or not in midweek, but certainly he's not spoken publicly. He's kept his head down. He's tried to go about his job. But then you go back to Alejandro Garnacho and his theatrics before and after the Europa League final last year. We've already mentioned about Marcus Rashford and some of his off-field behaviour, and certainly his family weren't averse to making their comments known to journalists and on social media as well. Again, I think when it comes to the Manchester United Academy, maybe some people are in danger of living in the past. And yes, this is a history. This club has a history of young players. It's built on young players. But if Ruben Amorim feels that the current crop, the class of 2025, are not good enough to make an impact, then that is the manager's prerogative.
Do you know what, Crookie? You're at Villa Park now and they've got the pyrotechnics. There's loads of smoke coming out, isn't there? There's too many people blow smoke up the backsides of the younger players, and they're not real with constructive criticism. And if that's coming from the academy, Ruben Amorim hasn't got time to delve into that. But that's where it starts from. It starts from the academy. It starts in the youth team. And the people that these young players have around them, telling them how brilliant they are and what they should be doing. They should be in the team. And I've always said that Ruben Amorim talks too much. He's 100% spot on with the sense of entitlement, where he said, why can't you tell players that they haven't been good enough? Tell them why they haven't been good enough. And then the players show a little bit of backbone and think, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove you wrong. That's what he was on about. You can prove me wrong. I'm the manager who makes decisions, but my decisions aren't always right. So there is a complete sort of entitlement with these younger players, and he wasn't just picking out one or two. He was generalising, saying they're all like that when they come.
The conversation is framed around Kobbie Mainoo because there is an obsession and there is a discussion point about him, because many people think he should be in the team.
He suits the system and style. That's what he does.
But many people are asking for answers to why he's not in the team. But if you speak to Ruben Amorim, he tells you pretty plainly why he's not in the team. You're competing with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes creates more chances than anybody else in the Premier League, from both dead balls and from open play. Kobbie Mainoo has got 0 assists or goals in his last 36, now 37, Premier League appearances.
But they are two different players. And actually, I thought it was totally unfair. No, let me
you say that,
I thought
but that's who the manager is comparing them to.
Yeah, but that's not fair. When he came out at the start of the season and said, well, Cobby's competing with the captain for a place in the team, he's got no chance, has he? Because Bruno Fernandes is one of the first names on the team sheet, and rightly so, by the way, because not only is he the skipper, he's got the numbers to go with it. I think the argument is there should be a role for Mainu if he wants to play Fernandes deep, alongside Fernandes.
He can play next to him.
We're going to watch exactly, and we're going to watch Ugarte today. I don't think he's got the legs for the Premier League. I don't think he's got the pace. Casemiro is having a good season, but he's not Manchester United's future. Kobbie Mainoo could be.
Yeah, but the only thing is, Crookie,
given the chance.
What we don't know is what Kobbie Mainoo's attitude has been like in training. Do you know what I mean? Behind the scenes, because
I've not heard any stories that there's been any negativity on that front.
Okay, so then, as he said, knuckle down and prove me wrong, because the stats that Sam give there. Bruno Fernandes is an attacking-minded player with his free kicks, his corners, he's like getting into the box. So they are different players. And Kobbie Mainoo will play.
He's played as a false nine.
Yeah, no, but he will play. His best position is when he's a little bit deeper in the proper of the two. So they could actually dovetail quite well. Those two in that centre midfield area. I know you're talking about Ugarte.
I'm not sure they could. I think you need a sitting, holding midfield player, and you need one of them.
But you need legs.
Yeah, you do need legs.
And Bruno Fernandes isn't good defensively, so when Man United play against the better teams, they get found out in that midfield area. You're looking at Ugarte, you said you think he's going to get a booking. We was watching him warm up when they were doing against defensive set pieces. He looked like a player that was like worried. You know, when you see a player that's like nervous, thinking, I don't really want to be in here defensively. So I think you could be right, Sam, with your yellow card.
It's 0-0 Aston Villa against Manchester United. Celtic 1, Aberdeen 1. That was a look ahead to this afternoon's Premier League action with Sky Sports. And don't forget, now that you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Aston Villa versus Manchester United, live right now. Search Now Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream over 50 live Premier League games this festive month, flexibly with Now, like Aston Villa versus Manchester United live today. Search Now Sports, 18+, stream via internet, terms apply.
And next, we're going to look back on Chelsea against Newcastle. It finished 2-2 at St James's Park. And where does that leave both sides?
Let's stop there. Being assaulted.
Yoro and Heaven combined there to make the tackle, and Heaven is down, I think slightly hurt inside that Manchester United penalty area. Then McGinn too eager to win the ball back in front of the Manchester United fans opposite us. He's fouled Dorgu. Free kick for Manchester United in the left-back position. Sue.
Oh, it's such a quick breakaway. Aston Villa do so well. They win the ball. Straight away it falls to Rodgers, who finds a lovely little pocket of space, plays the ball out to Ollie Watkins on the sort of left-hand side, and you just want him to go on his left foot. A confident Ollie Watkins would have gone on his left foot, took the shot away. He doesn't. He cuts back inside, which allows Manchester United to get back and defend it.
Manchester United fans then right next to their Belgian keeper. Senna Lommans clears with his right foot downfield. Dorgu leaks, the ball clears him and goes out for a throw into Aston Villa midway inside their own half on the right. The atmosphere has not abated. So, as Sue was saying, the Manchester United system stays the same. Lommans in goal, so that is Yoro, 20-year-old Lenny Yoro, 19-year-old Aidan Heaven, and Luke Shaw as the back three. Dalot has switched over to right wing back, so effectively replaces Amad Diallo over there. Dorgu in as left wing back. Manuel Ugarte alongside Bruno Fernandes in central midfield. Mount and Cunha in support of Benjamin Sesko, who has the heavily tattooed arms, the short-sleeved, bright white Manchester United shirt. Closing in on Emi Martinez, passes across to Konza, straight ball up the inside right channel. McGinn let it run, it hits the shins of Shaw. Shaw wins the next one. Manchester United have finally got the ball on the halfway line, and Manuel Ugarte is making only his third Premier League start of the season, so no chance for Mainoo to impress today, but Ugarte definitely has that chance for United. Here's Dalot on the right, inside his own half, towards Sesko. Camara saw the danger, comes thundering across, slides in, gets a touch on the ball, and back it comes to Emi Martinez. This game has started at a really good pace.
Oh, it's a real fast pace, the way that the game started. You could just see there, they were trying to play the ball into Sesko, and Camara does so well to just shield it. That's what he does so well. He just reads the game, shields those passes through.
Tielemans looking for Rodgers, the pass just beyond him. Ball played out by Heaven to Dalot, puts a right foot on it, first time ball. Fernandes sticks his body in the way of Camara there, takes a whack in the back of the leg, wins the free kick. Manchester United took it quickly, but Michael Oliver's going to call it back. Pat Nevins mentioned this to me a couple of times this season. So Bruno Fernandes has won the free kick there by sort of sticking a leg out and putting his body in the way, but you do risk picking up an injury doing that, don't you, Sue?
Yeah, you do, and I think that was a sore one there. He uses his body so well. He knows exactly where the player is, he knows exactly where the ball is, and as he twists, he does get clattered in the leg. I think he's okay, but you do risk the injury. He's right, Pat.
So he's got Manuel Ugarte alongside him, and look at Fernandes trying to take control already, because young Aidan Heaven's on the ball, and he sort of looked at Fernandes there for reassurance, and Fernandes just sort of patted his palms down towards the floor. Ugarte's lost it on the halfway line, and Anna brings it forward. The Villa fans scream shoot across them again. Good save, Lomans. Rebound from Watkins. Lomans blocks it again behind. It goes for the corner to Aston Villa. Brilliant double save by the Manchester United goalkeeper.
Oh, it's brilliant, and it's really good play from Aston Villa. They win the ball back off Ugarte. Really good pressure, and Anna then breaks forward, and once he breaks forward, the crowd are saying shoot. He gets himself to the edge of the area, plays it out to John McGinn, and he just looks to side foot it into that far corner. Really good save from Lomans.
Lomans, and possibly Aidan Heaven sliding in as well to help him with the block. I'm not sure who got the final touch, but there was desperation in the Manchester United defending, and it did the job to keep Aston Villa out. McGinn with the corner, curls it into the near post. That went a long way. Lindelof nearly got the flick on volley across goal. Oh, it's just been deflected wide of the far post. It came off Morgan Rogers' heels, I think, on the edge of the 6-yard box. Could have gone anywhere, and very nearly ended up in the back of the net. Villa 0, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, sorry, Ali, they just don't clear their lines, Manchester United. The ball falls to the far post, and Maatsen hits it on the half volley, and I think Rogers is just coming in at the far post. He's trying to flick it in, isn't he? And it's just wide. It's unlucky.
Morgan Rogers, 5 goals and 3 assists already this season for Aston Villa, and that was nearly a delicate touch of genius with the left-footed back heel. Luke Shaw goes chuntering up the left-hand touchline. He's tackled, and the ball goes out for a throw-in to Manchester United, just short of the halfway line on the left. So Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Celtic Aberdeen is now 1-1. Hearts beat Rangers 2-1 earlier on in the Scottish Premiership today to extend their lead at the top to 9 points. So that would be 8 points if Celtic and Aberdeen finishes as a draw. That pass is short of Dallow. Dallow's won it against Maatsen though. Dallow holds off camera, still going, running with the ball at his feet, and I think he might have won Manchester United a corner. No, assistant referee can see that better and says the last touch came off Dallow. That will be a goal kick for Aston Villa, 0-0.
Yeah, Dallow's obviously coming onto the right-hand side. We know he's been playing as that sort of left wing back as well, and you know, Dorgu's gone over that side. He does well there, breaks forward well, which we know he can do, but yeah, just can't quite win his team a corner.
Aston Villa take it short. It's Sue Smith, former England international, with us here at Villa Park. Emi Martinez has hooked the ball out of play, straight out of play, for a throw-in to Manchester United. It's almost a blackcurrant colour, those shorts and socks, it looks like from here, for the change kit for United. Dallow waits to take the throw, holds the ball above his head. Amorim, his manager in the black puffer coat, points down the touchline. Villa get some bodies in there to win it back. It goes out for another throw-in to Manchester United, who have a very impressive record here at Villa Park, as I was saying. Aston Villa have only beaten Manchester United once in their last 26 home games against them in the league. 9 draws and 16 defeats. The 1 win in Unai Emery's very first match in charge of the club, and they beat them by 3 goals to 1. Dallow with the long loopy throw into the penalty area, headed up in the air by Heaven. Tielemans wins the next header. Dallow is there to control it, immediately gets the ball into the box, floating high cross to the far post. Martinez backpedals, catches it, runs out to the edge of the area, bowls it underarm to Camara, and Mason Mount does a fabulous job to get back, slide him, win the ball, plays it to Cunha. Cunha speeds forward, stops, plays it to Fernandes. Fernandes to Dorgu. Cunha's involved again. Dorgu's on the left-hand side, gets himself away from Tielemans, crosses it, and Emi Martinez takes a clean catch again on the edge of the 6-yard box, and he's already been a commanding presence in that Aston Villa penalty area, hasn't he? Yeah,
he just makes a difference, doesn't he? We know the presence that he is, and the confidence that he's got. You absolutely love him if you're an Aston Villa fan, and straight away, like I say, cross comes in, comes out, and very, very commanding.
Dorgu on the turn inside the Villa half, gets away from McGinn, plays back here to Luke Shaw. Manchester United, of course, are in reasonable form themselves at the moment, just 1 defeat in the last 10 games. That was at home against Everton, and up against 10-man Everton at the time. Last outing, of course, was the thrilling 4-4 draw against Bournemouth at Old Trafford. They're keeping possession at the moment. There's Ugarte, the Uruguayan. Cross here to Yoro. Yoro zips the pass across the deck to Dalot. Dalot moves infield, floats it over the top. Sesko tries to bring it down. Couldn't control it on the laces of his right boot, and it bounces once into the arms of Emi Martinez. That was a decent ball.
Yeah, do you know what? It was really unlucky. Dalot just cuts in onto that left foot and he sees the run of Sesko. Unlucky, just can't bring it down.
Martinez under pressure, passes across to Konza, across the dead ball line for Villa, wide to Cash, up the touchline it goes to McGinn. Shaw is right there with him. McGinn goes in hard, wins the 50-50 against Dorgu. Tielemans caught from behind there by Ugarte. That'll be a free kick to Aston Villa, just outside their penalty area. So that has been a rumbustious, noisy, fast-paced first 12 minutes here at Villa Park on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and it remains Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Villa fans in good voice, as you'd expect them to be at the moment. Ball is with Emi Martinez. He holds both arms out wide, encouraging his centre-backs to move on ahead of him. Passes here to Lindelof. Lindelof, ball over the top towards Watkins is a good one. Heaven in with the challenge, it goes behind for a Villa corner. Quickly to Celtic Park, Martin Dowden.
Still Celtic 1, Aberdeen 1. The home crowd getting more anxious as this goes on. Celtic failing to break down 10-man. Aberdeen are holding firm. Celtic 1, Aberdeen 1.
Yuri Tielemans waiting to take the corner for Aston Villa. He's close by us here. Our commentary position is tucked into one half of Villa Park, close to the north stand. Tielemans is breathing heavily away to our left. A claret and blue flag just gently being tugged in the breeze on top of the corner post there, the bright white corner post. Tielemans, couple of steps to the ball, low along the byline. McGinn turns, tries to get that cross in, blocked by Fernandez. Clever from Villa from the set piece. They win another corner.
Yeah, it was clever, and you could see that they've clearly worked on that. They think that near post space, play the ball into McGinn. I think he was then going to just play it to Matson, who's just on the edge of the area, but Man United seen what was happening and closed him down quickly.
Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Villa looking to win the game, to move back to within 3 points of Arsenal. Tielemans corner, headed away by Bruno Fernandes, chested down by Boubacar Kamara. Pushes the ball with the outside of his right foot to Cash, who scoops one up in the air. Lomans comes, calls early for that, leaps high, he's all in green, the Manchester United keeper. Out it goes into midfield to Dalot, who's over on the left for a moment there. So Manchester United player slightly out of position. Bruno Fernandes says, I'll take control, walking pace inside his own half. Lays the ball off, and then in that sort of distinctive arms tight to his body style goes jogging away the dark bearded Fernandes. And again he's talking everyone through their own game, again with Heaven there. He's coaxing Heaven towards him with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, he's just a leader in there, isn't he? You can see he's communicating with the youngsters, trying to sort of advise them what to do.
Well, they've lost it again inside their own half. Dorgu took too long. The referee Michael Oliver has said that was a foul on Patrick Dorgu. Now that's the other side of the field to us. I'd like to have a look at that on the replay, but Manchester United again guilty of giving the ball away inside their own half. Dorgu is holding his left knee. Cash made, that's not a foul, is it, Sue?
It's absolutely not a foul. It's a really good challenge from Matty Cash, and I think the Villa fans agree with us as well. That's where they have to be careful, Manchester United. They're trying to keep the ball. It's quite a slow build up at times, and Aston Villa are pressing them so well and winning the ball.
15 minutes in, Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Senna Lomans with the double save early on from John McGinn, and the Ollie Watkins rebound. Yoro looking for the run here of Sesko in behind Lindelof. He will get to that ball. Back to goal, moves away from that Villa goal, passes back down the line to Dalot. Dalot speeds in field, gets the layoff here from Mount, then looks for the pass into the edge of the box. Cunha can't control that. Another goal at Celtic Park, Martin Dowden.
It's Celtic 2, Aberdeen 1. A ball to the back post, and there is Kieran Tierney stealing in to nod into an empty net. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 1.
Dorgu's cross in from the left has come back off the defender Matty Cash into Dorgu and has gone behind for a goal kick to Aston Villa. Celtic 2, Aberdeen 1. Hearts 2, Rangers 1 earlier on today. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0, and tomorrow night, the last game in this round of Premier League fixtures, we'll have updates of Fulham against Nottingham Forest into the Monday Night Club. 2 hours of the Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman and the team, followed by 5 Live cricket when they will reflect on the third defeat in the series, the loss of the Ashes for England. The 4th test will start on Christmas Day night at 11:30 in Melbourne. And I heard the Ben Stokes interview earlier this morning saying that England still had plenty to play for, points to prove out there down under, but the Ashes have gone. And you'll hear from the England head coach Brendan McCullum on the show here at half-time as well, just in case you haven't heard from him today. Throw in for Manchester United on the right. Dalot into Mount. Mount back to Ugarte. Ugarte with the ball at his feet, running back towards Luke Shaw. Aston Villa have all their players behind the ball inside the Villa half. Ugarte receives it again from Shaw, is able to turn inside the centre circle. Comes across to Yoro, who wears the number 15 for Manchester United. He passes infield to Heaven. Cunha drops deep, lays the ball off to Shaw. Shaw forward into the inside left channel. Cunha plays to his left to Dorgu. Back it comes to Shaw again. Patient from Manchester United. Ugarte's involved as Bruno Fernandes is a little further up the field here. Heaven to Shaw. Shaw across the halfway line to Cunha. Cunha wide to Dorgu on the left. Then it's released in towards the middle. High crossed. Lindelof nods it down to Maatsen. Maatsen's under pressure here from Sesko. Holds Sesko off. Has to try and beat Dalot now as well. Turns away from Dalot, still dribbling. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, who's very cool under pressure there. Waits for Cunha to come towards him. Passes it straight between the two Manchester United players. And then as Camara brings the ball forward, Unai Emery's urging his team to get up the pitch more quickly. Camara drives a low pass into the feet of Morgan. Rodgers on the left, loose from Maatsen, slides in, takes it off Mount. Mount didn't like the physicality of that challenge. Michael Oliver said it was okay. Pass to the right to McGinn. Shaw gets his body in the way of McGinn's infield ball. Cash can't get there, and it's cleared to the halfway line. Sue.
It's quite interesting. I'm watching Ugarte. He's very deep. He's sitting just in front of Manchester United back three, and then you've got the other midfielders that are at that little bit higher. So that'll be interesting to see how that progresses, whether he's just trying to stop Tielemans getting on the ball.
Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Ezri Konsa on the ball for Villa at the moment. Moves away from Sesko, finds McGinn. McGinn is chased by Dorgu back into his own half. Cash is there in support. Emi Martinez 5 yards outside his penalty area. Rolls a pass here to Lindelof, who had 8 seasons at Old Trafford, made nearly 300 appearances for the club, having joined from Benfica for just over £30 million, part of squads that won the League Cup and FA Cup under Erik ten Hag, now playing his football here at Aston Villa. Onana looking left and right inside his own half for Villa. Cross to Konsa. Rodgers makes a run. I think he might have just gone too early there. The flag will go up any second now. Receives the pass. And yes, and Rodgers wanted that ball played a little bit earlier.
He's frustrated. He's having a go. He said it's got to be quicker because he just goes that little bit too soon. But he'd made a couple of runs. He checked back. He'd gone again. And yeah, he's certainly a key player, isn't he, for Aston Villa? He's all over the place at the moment. He's wide left, but he will tuck into those midfield spaces and get on the ball. But he's been brilliant.
Oh, yeah. And I guess you'd argue at the moment the man in possession for England, potentially in the number 10 shirt, although plenty of competition for the role as we build up towards the World Cup next summer. Now then, another goal at Celtic Park. Martin Dowden.
It's Celtic 3, Aberdeen 1 into injury time, and it's winger James Forrest, 17 seasons in a row he's scored in the league. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 1.
Wow, that is some stats. 17 seasons in a row, and Wilfred Nancy will say thank you very much indeed. That will leave the pressure a smidgen, and that is all, Sue.
Yeah, just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen. Tough times up there. Hearts winners earlier on today, so Celtic closing the gap to 6 points. They have a game in hand as well in that Scottish Premiership title race early in the new year. We'll have full commentary for you on the next Old Firm derby between Celtic and Rangers. Here's Camara looking for that early ball to Watkins. Can't get away from Heaven's header forward. Tielemans stabs it back to Maatsen. Quickly on to Rodgers on the left. Curling pass infield. Heaven read that well. Controls it. Then starts running with the ball at his feet. Encouraged to do so here by Cunha. Goes gliding past him, and then the pass is behind Mount and goes out for a throw into Aston Villa. Yeah,
it was the right idea though to drive into those midfield areas, but yeah, just the pass let him down at the end. Mount wanted it in front of him and went out of play.
A couple of weeks ago, Sue, I don't know if you spotted this, Manchester United against West Ham, but Aidan Heaven was in the team for Manchester United. George Earthy was on the bench for West Ham, so you had Heaven and Earthy on the same team sheet. Konza can't get onto that. Sesko's in behind Martinez, flying off his line, makes a really important save for Aston Villa, and the ball goes out for a throw-in, and the offside flag stayed down. That was a classic Emi Martinez save. That is exactly what we were talking about before the game.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm just watching it again, and he is onside. And Emi Martinez, he just reacts so quickly. You just think when he's through Sesko, could he have just lifted it over the top of the keeper?
Great chance for Benjamin Sesko to give Manchester United the lead. Long throw from Dalot, flipped it into that Villa 6-yard box. Lindelof swung a left boot at it, got lucky, the ball went straight up in the air, and Martinez makes the catch. We've been discussing on the Commentators' View podcast this season in our great glossary of football commentary the Schmeichel style save. The man himself is here, Peter Schmeichel, at Villa Park to watch this game, and that very much fitted the description of the Schmeichel style save. Was that a foul there on Heaven by Tielemans? No, the ball has gone out for a Manchester United throw inside their own half. The full-time whistle has blown. Wilfred Nancy has a win as the Celtic boss, Martin Dowden.
He does. Full-time Celtic 3, Aberdeen 1. Late goals in Kieran Tierney and James Forrest getting Celtic over the line, crucially ending Nancy's 4-game losing streak against 10-man Aberdeen. Deserved, but done the hard way. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 1.
Matheus Cunha bursting forward for Manchester United. Sesko might get another chance, goes round Martinez, who's tripped up his own player, Matty Cash. Sesko overran it, and Martinez again did well because he came out to meet Sesko, then stopped because he realised he wasn't going to get to the ball. Sesko went round him, couldn't find the angle to finish, and Martinez might have taken a little clip in the head there, and Cash is down as well.
Yeah, they both look injured at the moment, but yeah, Cunha does so well. He drives forward with the ball, and it's a really well-timed pass through, isn't it? And Sesko goes to take the ball around Martinez, and yeah, I think it's Cash that collides with Martinez. But yeah, Sesko just takes it too far and goes out in the end.
Treatment needed for the two Villa players. Cash is sitting up, Emi Martinez is still flat on his back, but that is Benjamin Sesko. He's in conversation with Bruno Fernandes at the moment, who's twice had a little look at goal there. Obviously that second one, harder chance than the first one, as you say with the first one, so a little dink there possibly, and United could be 1-0 up.
Yeah, and whether Bruno Fernandes is saying that, because he's certainly made the right runs, he's timed his runs really well, he's got himself into good positions, but it's just that final little bit, isn't it? Yeah, the first one, Martinez had come out, brilliant from him, read the situation, but could have just lifted it, just a little dink over the top of him. It's easy for me to say sat here.
Bruno Fernandes, we think, might just be passing on that little bit of information. Seen so many signs of his leadership already out on the field. Got a little glimpse of ref cam there. Didn't really add much to the picture. Michael Oliver's taken a guzzle of some water standing inside the penalty area. We're going to see the contact again here. Sesko gets a touch with his left toe, goes in between Cash and Martinez, and Emi Martinez gets a left knee in the side of the head, and that will be sore.
Yeah, that is a sore one. Martinez, we know he's so brave. He'll come out for those, and he did well because he stopped, didn't he?
Yeah, glancing blow, but that is dangerous. Cash was moving fast. They've got to be absolutely certain that Emi Martinez is okay and do all the tests to make sure he's okay to continue. Stop-start season for Emi Martinez, and he's not entirely himself at the moment. He's still just walking around inside his penalty area in conversation with one of the Aston Villa medics, hands on his hips and just trying to regain his composure. And I think that member of the Aston Villa medical staff, and this must be really difficult here because he'll be desperate to stay out there, and I'm sure the doctor is saying, look, you have to tell me it's too dangerous to take the risk.
Yeah, they'll be going through all of the protocols, and rightly so, but you can see that Martinez is trying to push him off the field.
Yeah.
He wants to play on, and that's the thing, as a player, of course you do, but as the medical team, you've got to just make sure.
Still in conversation there with the two of them and Emi Martinez. Michael Oliver eventually moves in. Martinez shrugs here at Michael Oliver, and Michael Oliver now wants to have a conversation with the Aston Villa medical staff. Amadou Onana comes over to get involved as well. So Martinez seems determined to stay on. The doctors don't seem entirely sure. John McGinn, the Aston Villa captain, is called over here now to have a word with his goalkeeper to try and get to the bottom of this, and this is McGinn in conversation with the club doctor now, and Marco Bizot, replacement goalkeeper who's been between the sticks recently, has got the bib on and is already warming up. Doctors eventually now making their way off the back of the pitch, and Michael Oliver continues to have words with them. Cannot take a risk, cannot be seen to be taking any sort of risk with that. Emi Martinez will continue for now, and let's hope he's okay. Bizot is out warming up. Villa 0, Manchester United 0. 20 minutes left in the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And your next football commentary coming your way on 5 Live Tuesday night, the remaining League Cup quarter-final. It's the Murray twins, John Murray and Glenn Murray, will be at the Emirates for Arsenal against Crystal Palace. The winners of that tie will play Chelsea. Newcastle, Manchester City is the other semi-final. So let's see how the game picks up from here. We'll keep an eye on Emi Martinez away to our right as well. Bruno Fernandes nips into a bit of space, fires a pass low back to his goalkeeper Lomans. Comes across here to Yoro. Manchester United fans singing away. They get a section which runs alongside the pitch here in the lower tier of that Doug Ellis stand opposite us. Cunha side foots a pass to Shaw, back to Cunha. Cash was in quickly, got a touch. Shaw plays it back here to 19-year-old Heaven to Lomans. Lomans side foots a pass out to Shaw on the left, plays it in field to Fernandes. Nice first touch football from Manchester United. Ugarte sees space. Tielemans almost does a little bit of Strictly with him there, grabbed him by the left arm and looked to spin him around. Fernandes drives the diagonal across field. Maatsen reads it and intercepts. Onana plays it back here to Konza, cool as you like, passes across the on-rushing Sesko to Lindelof, into Rodgers, back to Maatsen. Rodgers makes himself available again. Maatsen scoops the ball forward, gives it away here to Fernandes. Fernandes brings it forward for Manchester United, rolls it to his right to Dalot. And back it comes to Yoro. Yoro in field to Ugarte. Across to Shaw. Shaw waits to receive that pass. Tielemans comes towards him. Aston Villa in the claret and blue. Dark claret bodies to the shirts. Light blue sleeves and socks as the ball is out with Dalot on the right. Finds Cunha. Cunha moves to his left. Mount turns forward to Sesko. Couldn't control it. Villa get it away to McGinn, who scuttles forward. He's surrounded by 4 white shirts. Does well to hold on to the ball for Aston Villa. And the Villa fans encourage their team to get it moving quickly to the left. Tielemans fouled. Ugarte, I think, just wanted to break play up there, stop it. He's conceded the free kick.
Yeah, and he had to do that because Tielemans was on the turn. You could see Rodgers on this left-hand side, and he would have been away. So, yeah, it was, if anything's a good foul, it was a good foul.
Aston Villa take their free kick. 17 minutes left in the first half. 0-0 here against Manchester United. Camera, low one to Maatsen. Rodgers on the move, down the left. Maatsen won't find him with that ball, straight through to the Manchester United goalkeeper Lomans. Bowls it out quickly to Shaw. Tielemans comes towards Luke Shaw. Back it comes to Heaven, straight through the middle to Ugarte. Ugarte's got 2 Villa players breathing down his neck. Good turn from Mason Mount, playing well for Manchester United as he has been this season. Fernandes, outside of the right boot, releases Shaw. Fernandes stays deep here. Shaw charges on, but Fernandes waiting possibly for this pass, which comes back to him. Fernandes moves it on again to Dorgu on the left. Dorgu shadowed by Cash. Shaw to Ugarte, 50 yards from goal. High, diagonal, that's an awful pass. Was looking for Dalot on the right. Amorim applauds, I think purely out of encouragement. That was nowhere near Dalot. It almost went straight out of play for the goal kick.
Yeah, it did, and straight away Cunha puts his hand up to apologise. You could see what he was trying to do, but yeah, the execution was all wrong.
Villa take their goal kick. Here's Emi Martinez. He chips one up the middle of the pitch towards Watkins. Loose control on the right thigh, gives it away to Dalot. Here's Ugarte. Ugarte to Shaw, inside the Manchester United half, towards Cunha. Konza's come a long way to stick with Cunha here. Cunha tries to get away from him. Dorgu can't control it. Cash can't keep the ball in play, though. That'll be a Manchester United throw on the left. We're into a little period of sort of chess play out on the field here. Both teams looking to try and exploit those spaces when they are there. And neither team can quite find the way through. That's good work from Ugarte. Turns away from Tielemans. Feeds it through the middle to Mount. Passes beyond him. Onana stretches out the long legs. Passes to McGinn. Dorgu in quickly on McGinn to win it for Manchester United. Cunha trying to dance past Camera. Felt he was held up. Hits a no-look pass as he complains to Michael Oliver there. Cunha's frustrated he didn't get it from Dalot. He made a great run into the inside right channel. Manchester United work it to Dalot again on the right. Cross comes in left-footed, too close to Martinez. That's an easy gather. And it remains Villa 0, Manchester United 0.
It was actually quite well worked from Manchester United. You could see, like say, Cunha, it was brilliant. No look pass, looks to the left and plays it to the right as he was complaining to the referee. But yeah, the cross was way too close to the goalkeeper Martinez.
Aston Villa looking to make it 10 wins in a row at home in all competitions. Morgan Rogers turns the ball in field. Watkins almost waited too long. Here's Camara up towards McGinn. Rogers offside. McGinn holds on to it. Now looks for Watkins. Ugarte's back there, flicks a header away. Dorgu has the ball in the left-back position here for Manchester United. Turns, finds Ugarte. Ugarte under pressure, clears with his left foot, can't find a teammate. The ball bounces loose inside the Aston Villa half. And Konza just rumbles back to collect this for Villa and starts to walk forward with the ball at his feet. 1-2 with Camara. Bruno Fernandes comes racing towards Konza to put the pressure on. Back it comes to Emi Martinez. Unai Emery still controlling operations. Still a couple of yards outside his technical area. I saw Michael Salisbury have a little word there. Look, he's right. Here we go. Let's see if he has a word here. I don't think he's going to risk it again. He got both barrels from Emery last time. Here's Rogers. Ball at his feet on the left. Glides infield. Rogers fancies the shot. Low one and it's weak. And Lomans makes a very comfortable save low down.
Do you know, it's really unlucky though. Rogers picks the ball up on the left-hand side. Maatsen does really well. That overlapping run just takes away two defenders, which means that Rogers can cut in onto his right foot, but then the shot's just too close to the goalkeeper. Easy save.
Sue Smith with us here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Dalot on the right-hand touchline inside his own half. Manchester United with their back three, relatively inexperienced too. Quite interesting to watch them going through almost training ground routines before the game. It took me back to watching Manchester United warm up at Portman Road last season in Ruben Amorim's first game in charge, when he clearly felt he hadn't had enough time with the team and was effectively running a training session on the pitch before the game. It looked a little bit like that today. Dalot is going to cross this from a long way out on the right. It clears Matty Cash. Dorgu's attacking down the left. He's got it for Manchester United. Holds off Cash, plays it back to Cunha, who's so difficult to knock off the ball. Little 1-2 between him and Fernandes. Villa break it up. Tielemans into Camara. Camara's lost it to Cunha. Cunha gets his head up, fancies a dip, hits it hard. Martinez flying to his right, palms it away. And Cash clears first time, only as far as Luke Shaw. Shaw towards Mount. Mount is able to turn on the corner of the edge of the Villa penalty area. Dorgu back to Bruno Fernandes. Couple of neat touches. Cross comes in, bounces once. Lindelof stoops, heads the ball to his left. Maatsen is there, thumps it downfield on the left foot half volley. Heaven has to get this right. Heavenly touch on the left boot. Watkins was close by, kept the ball for Manchester United. And here's Ugarte. Ugarte at walking pace. Claret and blue shirts in front of him. Bruno Fernandes threads the needle, finds Cunha. Cunha up to the corner of the penalty area, swivels, plays it back here to Shaw. Shaw to his left finds Dorgu. Danish international infield to the Brazilian Cunha. Back to Fernandes and then Ugarte. Confident passing play from the visitors, Manchester United. Yoro to Dalot. Dalot back to Yoro again. Aston Villa covering the spaces. Manchester United looking for the gaps. Yoro towards Fernandes, laid off to Mount. Mount turns, inside right channel, back to Ugarte. Cross it comes to Shaw. 10 minutes left in the first half. You're listening to it on 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Dorgu's cross from the left. Dalot takes a touch, nearly took it inside Maatsen to tee himself up for the shot. Maatsen clears with his left foot though, finds Watkins, brings that down well on the left. Immediately Heaven is right behind him, grabs him round the waist. Paul Tielemans let that run, he thought Rogers was going to take it. And Manchester United take it off Villa, and Fernandes plays it forward to Cunha. And Cunha again running at Aston Villa defenders into the area. Clever chip cross, but only as far as Maatsen chests it down to his goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Sue Smith.
The game just keeps ebbing and flowing, doesn't it? There's been quite a few turnovers of possession. Aston Villa had a good opportunity there to break. Long ball to Ollie Watkins. It was a really good take from him. Controls it, plays it inside to Tielemans, and just him and Rogers seemed to just a miscommunication, wasn't it, between the two of them?
Watkins flick on, the ball goes high in the air. Yoro is there first, bouncing ball, he side foots it back to Lomans. Lomans to Shaw. Shaw's just outside the Manchester United penalty area, coaxing teammates towards him. Was about to release the pass, decided against it. Plays across here to the lanky figure of Aidan Heaven, who Manchester United got from Arsenal not so long ago. Yoro gives it back to Heaven. Big responsibility here, playing in the middle of the back three. No De Ligt, no Maguire. Cross to Shaw. Shaw to Dorgu. Dorgu's just inside his own half. Aston Villa players trying to close it down. Shaw's there again. Back it comes to Heaven. Heaven takes it inside of Watkins. Then he's nearly lost it to Tielemans. The ball rebounds to Shaw. Chips it down the left-hand side. Manchester United have managed to get out. Dallow's in loads of space on the right. Cunha's seen that. Long ball, didn't get there in time. Maatsen intercepts it, volleys it away. But Yoro is able to pick up and drive forward. Maatsen sticks out a leg, just beats Mount to it. Tielemans did brilliantly to chest that down. Turns in one quick movement and releases John McGinn. McGinn trying to dance his way past Ugarte, keeps the ball, finds Tielemans, 25 yards out. Curling effort, wide of the left-hand post and behind for the goal kick to Manchester United, 0-0.
Well, we know the long-range efforts have been brilliant for Aston Villa this season, and Tielemans nearly got another one. John McGinn driving forward, centrally, cuts back inside and ends up linking play. When it falls to Tielemans, just gets a touch out of his feet. He's just looking for that far corner. It's not far away.
Here's Lomans, Manchester United's goalkeeper, inside his 6-yard box. Gives it back to Shaw on the left. Shaw sees Dorgu coming towards him inside his own half. Cash closes that down. Ball spins up in the air off Cash's shin. Onana battles with Cunha, stabs it towards Tielemans. Tielemans challenged by Ugarte, 25 yards out. Onana slides in. Fernandes has to work hard here to hold him off. Keeps the ball, turns out of a tight space. Onana and Shaw got the ball there. Michael Oliver says free kick for Manchester United. Maybe ball and man. And Onana actually gives Michael Oliver a low 5 to say good decision, ref. Manchester United get the free kick and are able to clear their lines. But when you see an opposition player on the ball like that, possibly in trouble on the edge of their own box, you're going to go in and try and win it.
Of course you are, and that's exactly what Onana does. We know that, we've just spoke, haven't we, about Bruno Fernandes is so good at using his body, and he does that there. Onana wins the ball but goes through the man as well, so it is a foul.
So free kick, Manchester United. 0-0 against Villa. Beat them actually at Old Trafford 2-0 on the last day of last season, which cost Aston Villa a place in the Champions League. 0-0 when Morgan Rogers scored a goal when the referee blew the whistle before the ball crossed the line and VAR couldn't get involved with the decision, and that went down very badly with Unai Emery and Aston Villa. Understandably, they lost the game. They've ended up in the Europa League. They're going well in that again this season. FA Cup third round tie to come away at Spurs. And of course sitting third in the Premier League as well. Watkins turns, tries to run onto a throw here. Shaw beats him to the ball. Those two are wrestling with each other off the ball. A little bit of niggle there as Lomans clears with his left foot. 6 minutes left in the first half. Sesko flicks it on. Lindelof heads it away. Camara chests it down for Aston Villa. Side foot's a pass to Cash. Fernandes read that brilliantly. Moved into the space that he was looking for. Fernandes has stopped dead on the ball and he's holding the back of his right leg. And that is a massive concern for Manchester United, who have loads of players missing at the moment. 3 of them on duty at the Africa Cup of Nations. They cannot afford to lose Bruno Fernandes, who is so key to everything they do. He stopped the game. He's still walking, and now he's stretching out as if there might be a little bit of cramp. Crikey, that is a big worry if he's felt something there.
Oh, that'd be a huge loss to Manchester United. You just feel when a player does that, when they stop, when they start stretching the hamstring, you can't see him carrying on for long.
Now Manchester United restart the game with the ball. Villa fans aren't best pleased with that. McGinn was coming in to make a tackle on Fernandes, but had he not sort of pulled up half injured there, he would have been able to kick the ball. We've seen him stretch it out a couple of times. He's kicked his right leg out twice. Going to keep a really close eye on him now, moving around inside the Manchester United midfield. You'll only really be able to tell, though, Sue, when he goes for a sprint.
Yeah, definitely.
Yoro slips. Always gets a cheer, that. Ball's a good one, though, out to the left-hand side. Dorgu lays it off to Cunha. Cunha just inside the Villa half. Fernandes in central midfield, pointing, exhorting teammates to greater efforts. Has not broken into anything like a jog or a three-quarter run yet since we saw him hobble about a minute or so ago. Dalot with a step over. Good work from Diogo Dalot. Left-footed curler in towards the far post. Martinez comes, punches away. Sesko wasn't that far away from getting a flick on that. Forced to Cunha. Edge of that Manchester United, I beg your pardon, Aston Villa penalty area. Here's Fernandes. Fernandes to Dorgu. Back to Cunha. Dink ball to Dalot. Cunha again. Clever touch with his right foot. Tries to work space for the shot. Slides in on Maatsen. Catches Maatsen. Surprised that's not a free kick. Maatsen's hobbling. United have it again. Fernandes with the diagonal, pings it across field to Mount. Mount finds Cunha. Cunha goes on the outside here inside the penalty area, then turns, plays it back to Mount. Mount lays it off to Fernandes. Left-footed drive, deflected wide, and behind for the Manchester United corner. And Bruno Fernandes looks okay.
Yeah,
say that.
Yeah, he does look okay. We haven't, like you say, we haven't actually seen him really stride out, but he's pinged the ball out diagonal. He's just had a shot there where he's inside the area, tries to shift it onto his left foot. It's actually a really good block by Konza in the end. Goes out for the corner.
Bruno Fernandes in communication here with Ruben Amorim. I wonder whether they're thinking 3 minutes to half-time, let's see if we can get him in and have a look at it ourselves and give him 20 minutes or so, but it's just... He is so important.
Yeah, you just don't want to risk it, do you? You don't want to make it any worse.
He is the most important player for Manchester United, even more so now with the absences at the moment. Corner comes in high, deep to the back post. Yoro's down on the goal line. Free kick is actually given to Aston Villa. Emi Martinez, ever the wind-up merchant, shoves Yoro away, high-fives his two centre-backs, takes the free kick quickly from totally the wrong place, and Michael Oliver admonishes him, just wags a finger and says, no, I'm running this game. We're not taking that free kick just yet. So Villa will get a free kick. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Villa 0, Manchester United 0. And the game is about to get back underway. Celtic have beaten Aberdeen 3-1. That is a first win for Wilfred Nancy. Hearts lead them by 6 points at the top of the Scottish Premiership. Hearts have played a game more than Celtic. Hearts beat Rangers 2-1 earlier on today. Emi Martinez is going to go long with this goal kick. Waits for everyone to clear the Aston Villa half. Ball right in the middle of the 6-yard box. Drills it forward. Yellow ball spinning in the air. Watkins leaps and wins the header. It's a shame Rodgers wasn't out on the left there. There was loads of space out there and Rodgers had sort of come in field to try and win the header himself. Lomans clears for Manchester United. Ball is volleyed away by Lindelof. Fernandes jumps for Manchester United and heads the ball to his left. Cash is there, turns inside his own half. Wants to be careful here. Picks the right pass, plays it across to Lindelof. Lindelof strokes it back to his goalkeeper Martinez on his left foot here. Out towards Rodgers, tries to hold off Yoro. Yoro wins the header. Tielemans can't control that. Tielemans gets a second chance when Mount loses it. Camera from deep towards McGinn. McGinn holds off Shaw, then turns, knows where Rodgers is going to be. Rodgers sticks up a right leg. Keeps that ball in play brilliantly on the left-hand side. Runs at Yoro. Skins him. Right-footed curler. That is a fabulous goal from Morgan Rodgers. He's been doing it all season for Aston Villa. Did so well to control the ball in the first place. Stuck a right leg up high to keep it in play. Glided in field and then has whipped it beyond centre Lomans, who could only watch it disappear behind him into the top of the net. Villa 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, he's the man of the moment, isn't he, Morgan Rodgers, and he's just done it again. It's absolutely brilliant from him. You can hear the atmosphere in here, but it's a lovely switch of play out to him. Like you mentioned, Ali, what a first touch it is. His first touch is superb, and then he just cuts inside. It's really good move. I'm just watching it again. He's onside, but that first touch is superb. Looks up, he's got one defender to beat, just cuts inside.